Okay, I had to go out and back in, and let's see if this works now. Is anybody coming back in? Okay, let me see. Let's see if it works this time. Okay, Linda, Kim, good. Now if I can get my camera to work. All right. It wasn't connected for some reason. I don't know why. Figures I would have. All right, now, are you seeing me? Hmm. Okay, Linda's seeing me. Oh, poo, come on. It's not flipped. Let's see. Ah, there we go. I got it now. Oh my gosh. Do you see the card now? Yay! Oh my gosh. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. Technical difficulties. Good grief. Hey, Peggy. As long as you can stay, that's fine. Okay, so take your card base, and I use just white, and it's whatever size you use in your country. I don't know if the other ladies are going to make it back in, so we'll see. And fold it, use your bone folder, crisp fold. Then we're going to take, from the Gorgeous Posies, I used this image, this image, this image, this image, and this image. And I didn't want those sentiments on my card, so I went to Butterfly Wishes and I chose A Sweet Friendship Refreshes the Soul. I like that sentiment. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stamp, and I'm going to ink it up with, and I have to warn you, I just re-inked these the other day, but I've had them sitting upside down, so hopefully it won't be too dark, but I have a scrap paper in case I need it. All right, so I'm going to ink it up. Woohoo, that's really dark. Let's see. And, oh, excuse me. All right, this is going to be dark. It's also got, let's try it this way. I off-stamped it. Oh, that's not too bad. It was really dark. And then I'm going to go to, whoops, before I go there, I'm going to take and put the dots in the center while I have my daffodil out, like so. And then I don't have to worry about it. I can move it out of the way until I need it. The next color I'm using is Highland Heather, and I know I have to off-stamp this because I inked this one up a couple of weeks ago with the wrong color. Oh, that's not too bad. Maybe I don't need to. Maybe I've used it enough that it's not as dark. We'll find out. Okay, it's not too dark, but that's okay. And now I'm going to take, and I'm going to add my dots while oh, no. I decided to add my dots. See how much darker that is than that one, and that one was off stamped. I'm going to add my dots with Hey Betty Ann, Gorgeous Grape. And we're just getting started, so you didn't miss much. This is our first card. Okay, see that? I inked that one up. That's really dark. All right, the next thing we need is our leaves. And I used one color for the leaves. I used Pear Pizzazz. And I know this is going to be dark, so I'm not pressing hard. I'm just going to add in a leaf down here and a leaf up here. And they're going to change. It just depends on how you stamp them. So these will not look the same as this one. I then took these little veins, so to speak, and I used the same color, but because they're a line image, they turn out darker. So it gives some depth and dimension with that. It needed something else, so I went to the 3 dots. Now, I don't know what these are or anything else. Hey, Barbara. But I figure I'm going to use them as a filler. All right, so I'm just going to stamp these on here. Ooh, that's really dark. I might need to, if I off-stamp it, it's not going to, let's see if I can get over here to the side a little. Oh, well, it's just going to be a little bit brighter than that one. That one. Ooh, and I got it on my, where's my towel? Oh, I think I took it downstairs. Let me grab another one. Got it on my mat. I'll be ruining my card. And I think I'm going to add one more up here, just to kind of pull it over. So, and then my sentiment, I'm going to stamp, and I just put my finger in the ink in Gorgeous Grape. All right, so, and my sentiment changed each time I did this because I went for where I had the space. See, that's so much darker than that one. That's what you get when you re-ink. All right, so I'm going to set that aside, and there's our clean and simple card. And you can see, look at the big difference in the colors with re-inking. That's how you know you need to do it. I usually give it some time. I wanted to step it up, so I went from the clean and simple to this one. I did basically the same thing. I did stamp and cut out a flower and leaves to pop it up to give it a little bit of interest. So I moved this one out of the way, and I'm going to pull in, and this is just a layer. So for whatever card you're doing, mine happened to be 4 by 5 1/4. All right, so we're going to go back to the daffodil. And I'll find some spot to put these so I don't have to open and close them each time. All right. And I'm going to, I can tell, there it goes. Now it's inked up. Unfortunately, it has bubbles on it, which doesn't give for a clean, see how, that's how you can tell it's too juicy. That one may need to, there, that's a little better. That one may need to sit upside down for a while. All right, so I've got that. And then I'm going to take my dots. And I'm going to add my dots in the center, which you don't see really. All right, I've got to clean my stamp. And I'm going to go with my Highland Heather. Oh, this is why I'm going to leave them open, because that one does not like to be opened and closed. All right, I'm going to ink this one up. I'm just setting it on there. I'm not tapping it or anything, so that might help. But I'm going to move it over slightly this time because of the way that one worked out. All right, and then I'm going to take And in the center of that, excuse me again, I'm going to use my gorgeous grape for my dots, like so. All right. Now we need our leaves. So what do you think of the stepped up version? I'm not pressing too hard because I don't want. I'm going to have to put that one there. And then this one here. Probably could have put it over there, but I wanted the whole leaf on. All right. Okay, so I'm going to add the leaves in. Are you guys still there? Oh, okay. I was beginning to think I lost you. Nobody was saying anything. So now we got our leaves. I'm going to use my Coastal Cabana and add my dots, and I'm just going to tap it on there slightly because it's really dark. Okay, and I'm going to go this way with them this time. So, and I'm going to pull my scrap paper in because I want to stick one over here. And I want it off. I think I'm going to try one more up in here just to pull it all together. Now, hopefully I have room for my sentiment. So here comes my sentiment. I'm thinking, ooh, no, it won't fit there. It'll just barely get in there. So you can see how you have to modify and adapt. Whew, it worked. I was a little worried. I was like, oh no, I went too far over with this one. I need to remember that next time. I'm going to add that to a gorgeous grape piece of cardstock. And I chose the gorgeous grape because I wanted some contrast. All right. So let me add this. I'm gonna, since these are so juicy, I'm gonna wave it a little bit to dry it. So I don't smear it because that would be my luck. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm gonna add this on here. Like so. And then I took a flower and stamped it, cut it out, and the leaves. And I didn't cut out my last flower. I'm going to show you a trick for cutting out flowers so that it's a quick and easy way I found. I use it all the time. All right, now I'm going to add this to the back, and then I'm going to put some dimensionals on here. So let me get my dimensionals out. I'm going to need to cut another strip. I went to my big piece, so I have plenty to make sure I get through the next card and not have to cut anymore. Okay. I have a feeling a couple people couldn't get back in. So one of those things, and then I'm going to add this. I'm going to flip it around because I have the two leaves there, so I'm going to put the two leaves on the other side. See, I got ink on the back. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Not sure how that happened, but oh well. At least it's the back of the card. All right, so there's the stepped up version. And now we're going to take it to the wow. Check it out. It may be hard to see, but I took and I added a bow and I embossed this background. And I used the subtle embossing folder. So when you do this and you step up a card or you emboss a card, you need to stamp first, or you're not going to have, your image is going to have ripples in it. So let's get our images stamped and then we can emboss. All right, so I'm using the, okay, let's see. I'm not certain the ink's all the way around, but I'm going to pull this one over. Yeah, there we go. And then I'm going to take my dots and put my dots in the middle. And you can easily add rhinestones to this if you want, in the center also, just for some added interest. All right, now I need my Highland Heather. Check and make sure I got the right one. All right, and I'm going to just set this down, let it sit for a few minutes. I've got a spot in the center that's not inked up for some reason. I may have to tap it. Yep. There we go. The center wasn't inking up, so there we go. All right. And I'm going to take my dots. Ooh, dots go with, I forgot, dots go with the Gorgeous Grape. All right, so let me get my dots on. There we go. All right, now, time to do the leaves. All right. I'm going to add this one. I'm gonna add it in there. And this one, I'm going to add it up here because that gives me that space in there that I can add the sentiment. Gotta think about that. Let's add the veins for some interest. There we go. We're done with the green. I'm going to close it up and get it out of here. All right, bringing back the Coastal Cabana. Put that up there because I'll be using it again. I'm going to add some, I guess I could have done the, don't want to add, no, pull in my paper and do it down here in this corner. I'm going to save this because I may be able to add another piece. What I'm going to do is add my sentiment, and then I'll know if I can add all right, slide it over, make sure it's straight. There we go. Now, can I add those other pieces? I think I can add one more in here. Squeeze it in like so. There we go. Oh, I need something down here. It's bare. Not one up here. All right, I think that's got it. Okay. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to emboss this with the subtle embossing folder. And I don't know if you guys know this. This line at the bottom is great for lining your panels up to and making sure you get it straight. Now, hold on. I realized I embossed this with the lines going across, and that's the way I want to do this one. So I'm going to switch it around a little bit. Okay, so that's something to think about. How do you want your lines to go on your card? All right, I've got to grab my embossing stuff and get it set up over here. And then I'm going to put this The other thing is I found moving this moves. So what I do is I put this down on my machine and I line this bottom up with the line and then close it on the machine so I'm not moving it around. I'm holding it really tight and it didn't shift on me because I have had that happen. Oh, wrong one. I have the old Big Shot, so I'm using my different tabs. I did not go for the new machine or the new platforms. I kept what I had because it was working for me. So I just have to adjust my tabs. I took them off and then I used my tabs as I see fit. And I did buy the magnetic platform because I do love that. Okay, so there it is. It's embossed. And now we're going to put that on a piece of gorgeous grape, just like before. And I discovered something unusual. Now I've got ink on my hands, so hopefully I don't get it on here. I'm going to pull in my tearing tape, double-sided tape, because this is embossed. I wanted my ribbon to match my project. And I didn't have any, well, I had some sheer ribbon that was Celebration last year, but it was Highland Heather, and I really wanted the gorgeous grape. So I pulled out my blends, and I dyed it with blends. Now that's not normally how I dye my ribbon. I usually use alcohol and re-inker. And I discovered something rather interesting. When I have dyed it with alcohol and re-inker, my ribbon stayed soft and easy to, making sure I left the tape there, easy to tie. When I did this with the blend, it's stiff. And I'll show you in just a minute as I pull it out. I was like, I went to tie it after it had dried, and I went, why is this thing so stiff? I didn't think it would do that, being they're alcohol based, but it did. But see, that's stiff. And this is not stiff. It's pliable and easy to use, but this is stiff. So, it was interesting. Okay, and I don't see my leaves. What did I do with my leaves? I have my thing here. Did I misplace my leaves? I may have. Okay, I got scrap paper. I'll do another set of leaves real quick since everything is here. I'll find it when I'm all done, and it'll make me mad. I thought I had done it because I did them all at once. There. Okay. Linda, I thought that was strange also. I just was like, I couldn't believe it. So, who knows? Cut this out real quick. All right, so I've got that one cut out. Now, here's the trick that I use all the time. These bows, no, Peggy, it comes on a spool. But since you're such a special customer to me that if you wanted some bows, I would tie you some bows and send them to you. All right, so to take and cut out your flower, because there are no dies what I do is I cut all the way around, leaving a slight edge. All right, so you have a circle. Then what I do is I'm going to move this a little closer, and I go down the side, and I just kind of go all the way around. So I'm not worried about the other side. I'm doing the same side each time, all the way around, like so. And then when I get back to the beginning, then I go the other way. And usually the piece falls out. If it doesn't, I just go back on the other side and clip it. It just means I haven't clipped it far enough down in there, which happens a lot because I don't know how far down to go. And I have a tendency to go down further when I go this way. Sometimes I get it right. All right. So these, to me, it's a lot easier than trying to cut down and then back up. It just goes easier, faster. So I thought I would share this little tip with you. And then I go back and I just trim up my square or my corner, my spots where it's pointed kind of. It's a little bit. Sometimes I get it perfect and I don't have to do anything, and then other times it's just a little tiny bit. So I hope you could see that. And there you go. There's your flower. I hope that was a good tip for you. I don't know if... All right, I'm going to stick this... if you have a die, it's not that big of a deal, but not having a die makes a difference, especially if you don't like fussy cutting. So that's a quick and easy way to do your fussy cutting. See, I knew I was going to need more dimensionals. All right, so there we go. Oh, I need one in the middle, I think. I'm afraid that'll collapse if I don't put one there. I'm going to take my backs off. Oh, yeah. Oh, Linda. Peggy. You know what just occurred to me? Maybe there's a 5-minute bow maker. Maybe that's something. I'm going to put it on this way. I want to make sure I don't hide my sentiment. All right, so here's my bow. And I would use see how this is just so stiff? I would use the 5-second bow maker, but I don't think this is long enough. So I'm just going to play with it till I get it the size I want. There's my front, and then I'm going to trim this down. So, well, hey, Kim, that's a good idea the two of us have. Aren't we just so smart? So look at all the purple I have all over me. Heaven only knows where it came from. The other thing is, this took a long time to dry with the blends. And when I use my alcohol, it doesn't. Oh, there's my 5-second bow maker. Oh, it's called, excuse me, it's 10 seconds. Okay. Peggy, I'm going to show, so there's the stepped up version. I'll get back to that in a minute. I'm going to show this to Peggy and anybody else that doesn't have it. This is the 10-second bow maker. All right, it looks like this. You can make any size bow you want. If you want big bows, you can do it that way. So I'm going to set it up this way. And I hope I remember how to do this. Thanks, Sharon. But let's see. You wrap your ribbon around, cross it over, go through the top, isn't it? Back over, and then you form like a 4. Oh, there goes my ribbon. Good thing there wasn't much left on it. You form like a 4, and I may not have this exactly right because it's been a while. Take this through, pull it, and then get this set, because you can move this knot around, get it set in there tight. I'm not pulling it tight because I don't want to use my ribbon. You pop it off, and there's your bow. Now this would be tighter. I just didn't tie mine tight. But that's it. And maybe that's something. Hey, Ken, thanks, guys. Maybe that's something that would work for you. And I got this online. If you're interested, send me a message, and I'll send you the link to the video that shows you how to do it correctly. I was close. And then you can order. It's not expensive at all. If you have somebody who's handy, they can make one. But I didn't have anybody handy, so I just ordered one. But that's the 10-second bow method. All right, so we went from clean and simple, I can go up higher, to stepped up, to wow. Yeah, you can use a meat fork if your prongs are far enough apart, but then you got to hold that thing. So, clean and simple, stepped up, wow. So there you go, ladies. Now my favorite is the wow. Which is your favorite? The other thing about the blends, it didn't color that section in there. I don't know if you can see it. And when I do it with alcohol, it does not do that. So I use my alcohol, but I thought I'd try this because everybody talks about it, and it's like, okay, you guys can keep it. I'm going to keep my, thanks, Barb. I'm going to keep my alcohol and re-inker. I've even dyed a whole spool. When it was a color I knew I was going to use a lot, I just dyed the whole spool. Now I just dye just little tiny pieces. I take my bow. What do I do? Where's my ribbon? What I do is I take my ribbon, I tie a loose bow, like so, clip it down here, and then I'll take and put this in the alcohol and re-inker and dye this. Okay, Peggy, I will send you all the information, and you can look at the video and order one, because the lady that I got mine from did a video also. But I'll send you the information in a message. All right, let's go back to my face view. All right, whew. Boy, nothing like starting your morning off with technical difficulties. I have no clue what happened in any form, but I got it figured out and came back, and I'm so grateful that you guys all came back also. It's, you know, I love doing this, but I love doing it for you guys. I do it if nobody shows up, but it's much more fun if you guys can interact and let me know which one you like. Some people like the clean and simple, some like the stepped up, and some like the wow. And that's the beauty of this. You can choose the one that you like and make that one. You know, if you like the clean and simple, then you can, I'm going to switch to the hand view. If you like the clean and simple, you can make that one, you can mass produce that thing, cut all your cardstock, stamp all your yellow flowers, then stamp all your purple flowers, then go back and stamp your leaves and the inside on all the cards, so that if you need 10 cards, you do 10. Stamp it 10 times, stamp it 10 times, stamp it 10 times, stamp it 10 times, stamp those 10 times, stamp your sentiment, and you're done. And you can do the same thing with this one, the clean and simple. the stepped up. This one would take a little bit longer because you'd have to stamp everything and then you'd have to emboss it. But no big deal. And I hope my hint about how to cut out the flower is helpful for you because, like I said, I don't like fussy cutting, and I've tried going down in there. It rips the paper. This way my paper doesn't rip. So just something to think about and to try. All right. Oh, thanks, Joni. Oh yeah, if you're in a crunch, that Clean and Simple is perfect because you can do it quick and easy. And you can use any stamp set. What's the one? The other one that I love so much. All Things Fabulous would be a good one. Hey, Sharon. The Positive Thoughts has a flower that would work. You just have to mix and match your leaves, and you could use the All Things Fabulous with this leaf and use these dots in there or whatever dots you have. So lots of ways to take this card and make it your own with your supplies. That's what I'm all about. Use your supplies. But that's the way it goes. So, well, now that it's been almost an hour because of the technical difficulties, I need to get going. I want to play with my next class. I have my sketch all picked out. So I've got some ideas formulating up here, and I want to show you some different things you can do with that sketch to make it different. Be looking for that. And the advantage to this is it doesn't matter where you live. You can purchase the PDF. You can sign up for it, and it's 1 month. And each week you will get a PDF delivered to your inbox for you to do what you want with it and play with it and have some fun. I've done several in the past. Betty Ann, I don't know if she's still on here. She has done it the last 2 months, and she was amazed the first month. She left me a comment, some feedback. I don't know if she's had 2 delivered. This month, because of the way the weeks worked out, you're going to get 2 PDFs in the last week. It just worked out that way because there weren't 4 weeks. But sign up for that is very short because I send it out. The first email goes out the first Monday of the month to get in the 4 weeks. So sign up ends on the Sunday before. I will take people on Monday if they forget, and because I can add them in. But, it's just easier for me because if not, then when you're added is when you get your email. So, all right, ladies, I'm going to go finish my tea and relax a little bit now that I'm done and everything. You guys have a great weekend. Monday is my stamp along, 12 noon. I put the link on my page in card making, and that's just come, and you're quite welcome, Joni. You're welcome to come and work on whatever you want. This is just a stamp along. We sit there and we stamp and we chat back and forth. Sometimes we're so intent we don't chat a whole lot, but there's somebody else there to ask questions if you need it. So I would love to see you there on Monday. All right. Have a great weekend. That's a Zoom, by the way, so that's why I send the link. Have a great weekend. Hope to see you Monday. Bye.